How do you feel when you switch to Geico and save on your car insurance? It's like going to work on Thursday morning and thinking to yourself, just one more day until Friday. But then somebody walks into the elevator and says,
Happy Friday!
Then you check your phone quickly and discover today is actually Friday. So yes, happy Friday, random stranger in the elevator. Happy Friday indeed. Yep, switching and saving with Geico feels just like that. Get more with Geico.
As a family, I will say we take our decorations down at a reasonable amount of time. You can't leave them up too late. February, it's like, all right, that's lazy. Look, we're all busy. I get it. March, April, that's crazy, dude. Take your decorations down. May or June, your dad are the worst. But here's what I will tell you. You can't hang with me here. If you can persevere through July, you've turned the corner. All of a sudden, you're better than everybody. Back on top. Now you're going to go to your neighbors and go, I guess y'all don't celebrate Christmas.
Your Morning Blitz begins now.
Have a great Friday, you mother...
All I want for Christmas is a fish sandwich. All I want for Christmas is a fish sandwich.
And here we go.
Oh, on the Friday before Christmas.
Oh, man. It's good stuff.
Sure is.
Now, I played both clips there, but Popcorn Pam combined it all into one text this morning. She said, Happy mother effing fish sandwich eating Friday, you mother effers.
Oh, I love it.
Good morning to you too, Pam.
Oh,
good morning to Mike. He's checking in. Good morning to all he said. And here we go.
Did you bring your cookies in for our cookie party?
Cookies?
Yeah.
I don't eat cookies. I have peanut butter truffle brownies.
Ooh, look at you.
Well, you get them every year.
I do.
Your box is separate.
It is?
Yeah, I told you I was going to give you your own box.
I don't have to run in there before everybody else and steal some?
No.
Thank you.
You get a bonus in there.
All right.
And then take yours home.
Very nice. Okay. Now, let me ask you this.
Oh, Heather loved the molasses cookie, by the way.
Oh, yeah. Really? Okay, well, I did bring fresh
great.
in. But here's the thing. Let me ask you. Now, our news director, Mark News, he brought in cake pops.
Yeah.
And he has this stand,
awesome.
wooden stand that he made.
He made that?
He made it. He drilled little holes in it, and you stick the cake pops in there. And they're just like this gorgeous display of cake pops.
He did that just for this, or
no? He did it for his wife. His wife makes cake pops all the time for different events.
That's awesome, though.
Yeah, he brought that in as the display for his cake pops. Well, let me tell you something, okay? My molasses cookies are on a paper plate covered in tinfoil. So that's I am not fit for group activities. I don't have what it takes.
I would imagine the majority of people bringing their cookies in today will be just like you.
Well, that'd make me feel better because I already feel like I'm putting in a D+ effort here.
I do have a nice hard Christmas box.
See?
Set perfectly up.
Yeah, I figured you would come in with a nice display. And after I saw Noose's, I was like, oh, I think I've misjudged what this is.
No, I think most of them will be like you.
Let me tell you something else, too. We're getting station pictures taken today, right? Which, listen, it's already, my anxiety level is up to my eyebrows because I can never find the right thing to wear. And I've decided that either my wardrobe is one of two things, right? I'm either going to look like a librarian or I'm going to look homeless. Which look do you want? I've got two looks.
I want the homeless look.
Well, that's pretty much what you're getting.
Okay. I got a long sleeve black shirt on. That's it.
Okay, I know, but that's fine. You look good.
Okay,
you look good.
Thanks.
I wish I had a long sleeve black shirt.
You're like Christmassy today.
Yeah, but this isn't what I'm wearing for the picture.
I assume.
I just have a big sweater on.
I assume.
I threw a couple options in the back in my back seat, and we're going to go with one of them.
Because right now you're a librarian.
Oh, dude, this is all I own. Really?
Good luck.
Unless you want me to throw on my gray Champion sweats and a giant sweatshirt.
Okay.
So like I said, I'm not fit for group activities, group picture taking. I just don't have it. I don't have the panache needed. I'm always going to be straggling in with something that literally is maybe, I said a D+, I may give myself like a C+. I'll give myself a C+. I make an effort, but that's as good as I can do.
You're fine.
Mike says, combine the two outfits, homeless librarian.
Oh, there you go.
Now, Mike, you're talking now. I can pull that off.
I want to see that. That's
what
what
do I do?
I want to see.
Top
homeless.
part homeless or the top part librarian? I'm thinking to go top is librarian, bottom homeless.
Yeah.
Okay, I like it.
There it is.
Okay, I just had to get that off my chest. I don't have a proper display for my cookies for the cookie party, and I just stress about clothes.
Don't stress. Don't worry.
It's going to be
everything's going to be
memorialized
fine.
in picture form. How often do we get the entire stuff? And I have
Everything
other
will
things
be
to say about that
fine.
as well,
Everything's going to be fine.
Is it?
Yeah.
All right.
It is. I promise.
Oh, Lisa says, Kelly, do you need me to drop off a tray for your cookies this morning? Like, I could have even gotten like a little Christmas tray at the dollar store. Not at Big Lots because they're going out of business. But yeah, no, that's okay, Lisa. Thank you for the offer. That's so nice. I'm just going to go with my personality, which is paper plate.
Carrie says,
can I piggyback on your little deal? Can I throw mine in with yours, or are they all set out and perfectly spaced?
you could put them on the lid.
I can?
Yeah.
Can I use the lid?
Yeah.
Can I use your cast off?
Yeah.
Oh, it's way better than what I've got.
By the way, Carrie said, my Halloween costume 2025 will now be a homeless librarian.
There you go. Thank you. I'm glad I could be an inspiration for somebody.
Morning, Sean. Merry Christmas to you as well, man.
Brian says librarians are sexy.
Yeah. Yeah, they are.
Well, all right.
Well, not all. Not all are.
Hey, thanks a lot. Why'd you look at me when you said that?
No, I was referring to you, but not all are. Come on now. Let's be honest. All right. Don't forget, we're going to get you hooked up with Rock Royalty passes today, and it starts at 7:20 when we give you the Sonic Temple song of the day. To get those Friday, Sunday Sonic Temple Rock Royalty passes, then you listen to Ronnie Hunter in the afternoon, who just left here with her box of brownies. She said she was going home, and her and Johnny were going to eat them all this morning.
Oh,
But
very nice. That's a good breakfast.
You listen to her this afternoon in the 5 o'clock hour, and when she plays the Sonic Temple song of the day, you be caller 9 and win those amazing weekend passes, man. It's going to be good stuff. So we have that for you. We have Jeff Logan in at 7:30. Going to talk some Buckeye football.
I can't wait.
History will be made tomorrow night in the Horseshoe.
Okay. Yes, I hope so.
Well, I mean,
either way, I guess. I hope it in the best possible way. History is made in the Horseshoe tomorrow.
Well, we're favored, but then we were favored to beat Michigan too. So
yes,
we will see. But we'll get into it with Jeff about all of that. Right now, Morning Blitz trivia: $25 to water beds and stuff to the first person who can text in the correct answer. This TV show character been killed 128 times. Who is this TV show character? Tell us first at 99-700. Get the gift card. Godsmack on the Morning Blitz. That is unforgettable. 625, Kelly Quinn and Thick Rick. Our Morning Blitz trivia question: what TV show character has been killed 128 times? I mean, there's really only one answer.
Yeah, there's only one answer.
And there's one place you got to go to find him.
I'm going down south, I'm gonna have myself a time.
It would be Kenny. They killed Kenny. Those bastards. Jeez.
I haven't seen South Park in so long. I know they're still making new ones, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's current. I have not seen South Park in forever. Why is that?
I don't know. Turn it on.
Do you watch it?
From time to time.
Yeah.
It's not like I see it every week.
Right.
You know, if it's on. I mean, you know, reruns are. It's always on.
It's always on.
Like. It's always on. But in the first 6 seasons of South Park, Kenny died in almost every single episode.
Yeah.
And then they kind of stopped doing it, you know, making it a regular thing about 20 years ago. But they still do it every now and then. And if you ever wondered how many times he's been killed, it's 100.
How do you feel when you switch to Geico and save on your car insurance? It's like going to work on Thursday morning and thinking to yourself, just one more day until Friday. But then somebody walks into the elevator and says,
Happy Friday.
Then you check your phone quickly and discover today is actually Friday. So yes, happy Friday, random stranger in the elevator. Happy Friday indeed. Yep, switching and saving with Geico feels just like that. Get more with Geico.
28, 98 times on the regular series, 14 times in specials and shorts, twice in the movie, South Park, Bigger, Longer, and Uncut, and then 14 times in video games. Kenny's been
Wow.
So, I thought that was great. Oh, my gosh. South Park, man. Yeah, love South Park. Kelly, you want to know what happens when Nirvana meets Feliz Navidad?
I do.
You do? Oh, I thought you'd say no.
I'm just trying to play along here because I know you love these things, these mashups. So I'm getting on board, man. I'm getting on board.
I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas from the bottom of my heart. Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad.
That's perfect.
It works.
Feliz Navidad. Prospero año y felicidad.
Okay.
No?
I mean, okay, fine. I get it.
It's just a fun little thing.
It is. You're right. Every time you bring one of those in, I crap all over it. And I'm not going to do that anymore. I know it delights you, so I'm getting on board, baby. That was fun.
All right, got to say congrats to Mark Davis from Delaware. He was the first one to text in Kenny, and he got $25 to go spend at Waterbeds and Stuff.
It's the Morning Blitz.
And now it's time for I've Got Something.
Let's see if these dummies have anything worthwhile for us.
There are some parents that would try to pull that crap with their kids, too. All right, it's I've Got Something, 6:38 with Kelly Quinn and Thick Rick. And Kelly, we have a lot of deer hunters. We like our deer hunting in Ohio.
Yes, we do.
Well, you got to do it by the book, man. And if you don't, man, I can't believe what happened to this guy, Christopher Alexander. They call him CJ. He's from Wilmington. And according to a press release from Ohio Attorney General Dave Yost, CJ has been sentenced to 90 days in jail and has a combined fine amount of $43,000 for harvesting an 18-point buck and an additional deer last year. All right, so he's poaching. He did this illegally.
When it was not hunting season.
Well, he didn't have a license. He did not have a deer permit, and it was out of season. It was not deer hunting season. He's charged with those things, along with illegally taking or possessing a deer, two of them actually, selling illegally taken or possessed deer antlers, hunting without permission, tampering with evidence, falsification, and spotlighting. So yeah, he's a poacher. But 90 days in jail and $43,000. I hope that was a good steak, man.
Man.
Can you imagine?
No. Like, it doesn't take much to do it right, does it?
No, it doesn't.
How much is a hunting license? Like $5?
Oh, yeah. Well, this is kind of like, this is almost the equivalent of the guys who cheated in the fishing tournament up in Cleveland. Same kind of deal. It's like, you got to do it the right way. But Yost said that hunting in Ohio is a time-honored tradition, and there is a proper way to be safe and successful. And when bad actors like this guy try to cheat the system, it ruins the reputation of Ohio's respected sportsmen and women, and I can't stand for that.
You can get a one-day license for $14 and a one-year license for $25, and then a bunch of combinations of years.
Same exact thing as a fishing license, then. Same exact price. I mean, come on, dude. Well, I hope it was worth it. $43,000 over a $25 license and however much the permit is. But enjoy that, CJ. Merry Christmas.
All right, I've got something. Tommy Lee's wife, Brittany Furlan, who is a delightful human being, by the way. She really is. She was on the podcast Off the Vine this week and basically said her husband only showers once a week.
What?
Yeah, she says Tommy Lee is a very neat person otherwise, but he isn't big on showers. And basically the reason that Tommy Lee gives Brittany as to why he doesn't shower that much is because he was born in Greece, and that's the European way.
Oh,
okay,
yeah.
you could say, yeah, but he moved to California when he was 2.
I get it. I understand why he's that way, but yeah.
No, you don't. He was born and he was raised in the United States of America.
Oh, how old was he when he came here?
2 years old. old.
Oh, okay, man. Come on.
He wasn't raised in Europe with European. His mother is European. His mother, yeah.
Maybe she raised him that way?
I don't know, but
I don't know.
all
Crazy.
I'm saying is that you don't have an excuse. You've lived in the United States since you were 2, and you're in your 60s now. You should be bathing more regularly. He said once a week. She basically says that he told her, look, when you're in Europe, if you feel like you're getting a little funky, you just wipe down with a washcloth. That's all you do. And she says that if he feels like he needs a little something in between his once a week showers, he gives himself what she calls a bird bath. What is that? What's a bird bath?
Well, like that's what you call a sponge
bath?
bath. Yeah, like just in the sink.
Yeah, is he like dunking himself in a sink?
You're just,
dunking his head in the sink
you're just
and
wiping
down.
washcloth under this.
Yeah, I got it.
Some soap and.
I just think that's wild. It's like, you are a rich rock star. You can probably hop in the shower once a day. It's not going to hurt you, is it? But that's not the way he wants to live his life, man. He's not going to spend part of his day in the shower every day. He's taking a stand. He's taking a European stand on the shower. So the host of this podcast, Caitlin Bristow, asked does this give you the ick that he doesn't shower very often? And she said no, because he's so handsome. So there you go. If you're super good looking, I guess you can get away with not showering.
I don't think you agree with that.
Well, I think you should shower. That's my philosophy. You should be showering more regularly than once a week.
Does it matter how good looking a guy is if he comes up to you and he stinks? He's got bad BO.
Maybe he doesn't. Some people don't. I would say, I don't wash my hair every day.
Right.
I wash my hair probably twice a week, but I do bathe every day.
Yeah.
Every single day.
That's most women I know. My wife's the same way.
Yeah.
She won't wash her hair more than every other day anyway.
Yeah. Everybody's saying it's called a whore bath. Gerald, Ron.
Oh, okay.
Let's see.
Is that like right before the walk of shame kind of thing?
Yes. I don't know, man. That kind of feels mean to say.
Oh, whore bath. Oh, in West Virginia. It's
just called West Virginia bath?
No, okay, we got multiple texts about it. That's what they call them in West Virginia, said Ron. Gerald just said that's what America calls a whore bath.
Kevin says the same thing. Yeah.
Mike said, according to The Simpsons, Bart only bathes on Sunday. Is that true?
I don't know.
No. All right.
All right, well, that's all I got.
By the way, Caden said the reason they charged the deer poacher so badly was because that's the biggest deer it's a state record in Ohio.
12-point buck.
It was an 18.
An 18-point buck?
Yeah. He said some rank that deer as the third largest deer ever shot in the north.
It kind of, because really he just wanted to sell the antlers.
Yeah.
And that really doesn't seem to be like that great of a person. You're just like, I see those big antlers and I want to sell them to somebody, so I'm going to murder this deer off season with no license.
Yeah.
If you have a license and you're hunting on season, it's called hunting.
Yes.
Otherwise, it's called murder. Okay?
Yep. CJ's a cheater. That's what he is. Green Day on the Morning Blitz, 6:51 with Kelly Quinn and Thick Rick. And Kelly, we talked about flat earthers. It's been a while. But I remember you saying, why aren't more people walking off the edge of the earth if the earth is flat?
Yeah.
Well, there is, I guess he's a famous flat earther and a YouTuber, Jaron Campanella. Well, he traveled to Antarctica to see what was going on, to see if the sun really doesn't set there during the southern hemisphere summer. And according to his flat earth belief, there should be a wall of ice where the sun rises and sets every day, because we were informed by a couple of flat earthers that it's a flat, like a pancake, and the very middle is actually the North Pole. And Antarctica is really one big wall all the way around the Earth, which is flat, a flat circle, and there's just one big wall all the way around. Okay. And we were also told that beyond that wall is land that, quote, they don't want us to know about, So that's what he's going down there to see. And accepted science states that due to the tilt of the round Earth, the sun moves in a circle in the sky at this time of year. He said, sometimes you're wrong in life. And I thought there was no 24-hour sun. And it's a fact. The sun does circle you in the south.
Okay, so he's come around to the other side of things?
Well, he did stop short of saying the earth is round, but I don't know how he can deny it now, because he found that the sun was just going around the planet. And, I don't know. What do you do?
You've seen these flat earth maps? They're really interesting.
Yeah, the circle.
Yeah, and it's like a square, a circle on a square. So beyond that ice wall you're talking about, then there's extra land.
Yes, that they don't want us to know about.
They don't want us to know about.
Right.
I don't know how you can defend that theory with any sincerity.
I know, and I've seen, they show how planes always fly in a curve and all this, and I'm like, well...
I mean, I really appreciate the effort. I do. I mean, I appreciate the effort into it, but, I don't know. At some point you have to say, obviously I'm wrong, but hey, what about this?
Right. But yeah, and when somebody was actually explaining to me the map, and I looked at the map, I can see what they're thinking, but when they got to this wall that goes all the way around the whole thing, I mean, it's, that is the longest wall, in the world, right? Because it goes all the way around the world. Yeah. And then that there was land that they didn't want us to know about beyond it. That's when I went, okay, this is a conspiracy, dude. You are way deep in this. And are you listening to yourself?
Yeah.
Because that's insane. So.
Also, all the improvements that happen in the world between when you think something's one thing and then you find out it's something different. We're evolved to a point where we don't have to die of the common cold now. Right? Are you going to go back to not utilizing what we've learned over the years so that you do die of a common cold because you're really, really set on how you used to view things?
Right.
It just doesn't make sense to not evolve with the science.
Carrie said, if only we could use this flat earth creativity imagination to cure diseases and poverty, etc. Yes, you are right, Carrie.
And now, the 3 things you need to know before you go.
Well, I'm sure you heard about this. Man shot and killed after allegedly pointing a gun at Gahanna police officers. Officials they say that officers went to a hotel on Taylor Road called Spring Hill Suites yesterday to talk to a suspect who was accused of using a fraudulent credit card at the hotel. Well, the suspect took off running on foot and then during the chase pointed a gun at officers and was shot and killed. He died at the hospital. The FAA is temporarily banning drones over New York's critical infrastructure sites. The announcement comes after similar ban over parts of New Jersey. New York Governor Kathy Hochul said the ban is purely precautionary. Unidentified drone sightings have been rampant over the region in recent weeks, causing concern among many residents. The federal government has said they have found no threat to national security. Now,
so why the ban?
If you listen to Bethany Frankel, which I do. Bethany is posting up a flipping storm because I know.
At it?
Well, she's still at it. She does have friends. She's a little connected. I don't know how governmentally she is connected, but she claims that she has people who are in the know, and she posts all the time. She posted at 11:30 last night. Then she posted again after midnight about these drones and orbs. She's entertaining, to say the least. But, I won't bother you with a Bethany Frankel soliloquy here. But if you're interested, you head to her TikTok. She's posting up a storm.
Well, here's my question. I mean, they've been telling us, there's nothing to worry about here. There's no threat. And really, they're not even... they're manned craft that are being flying legally, or they're just regular people. Then why the ban?
Well, because I think that a lot of people are probably sending their own drones up now, and they want to get a handle on what's actually happening.
Is that it? Okay.
I would think. I mean, let's get the noise out of the sky and find out what's really happening. At least for us, I think it would be helpful.
Yeah.
For just hobbyists to not be flying drones for a moment, so we can see what's going on.
Well, I've never seen... Where can I buy a drone that's the size of an SUV?
Let's try to find one.
Okay.
Should we? For
all
sale?
Right. Yeah.
Let's try to find one. All right. More than 80 people who attended a Los Angeles Times event ended up violently ill, and officials suspect norovirus. So less than 24 hours after the event, which was a big gathering celebrating the LA Times list of the city's 101 best restaurants, 80 people started feeling nauseous. Then the diarrhea came, the vomiting came. You know what happens. The health department has launched an investigation. They've narrowed it down to the raw oysters.
Oh, that'll do it. You get a bad. I've had a bad oyster, man. That is a.
Is it terrible?
Oh my god,
it's a rough go.
It is, man. I mean, you next 24 hours, forget it. You are out of commission.
You imagine you're going to a fancy LA Times event and you end up being the sickest you felt in ages.
A bad oyster or a bad shrimp, man.
Nothing like it. Nothing like it, huh?
Terrible.
All right. Well, listen, to add insult to injury, they have recalled those oysters. A little too late for the 80 people who are freaking crapping their brains out right now. But, anywhoozy, that happened at a big fancy LA Times party. And those are your three things.
Well, bing, bing, bong, bing. Bing, 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 boom. Ba-ba, ba-ba-ba-ba. The bing, bing, bang, bang, boom, da. Bing, you, boom, boom, boom. You know, the little bing, bing, bing. Bong, bong, bing, bing, bong, bing, bing, bing. Boom. Bing, 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 bing. Bing, 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 bing. Bing, 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 bing. Bing, bing, bong, bing. That's the end of that.
7:08 on the Morning Blitz.
That's delightful.
That was an instant request. Got a request for that from Kelly Quinn.
Yes.
Texted in and said, got to play the Trump
Please
jingle
play
bells.
the Trump jingle bells. It makes me, the part makes me laugh.
That's the end of that. So I saw where 55% of people believe that Santa Claus is a Republican because he always wears all red.
Okay.
You know, and I guess that kind of makes sense. I can see why you would think that. Some say he's a Democrat because he only works one day a year, but I mean, that's, you know. Please, I kid and I tease. What do you think, Kelly?
Well, I would say that although Santa is giving handouts, you do have to do the work. Like, you have to be nice. You cannot be naughty, or you're not getting the handout,
okay.
Right?
Right.
So it's an interesting balance, is that there are major things being given out on Christmas Day. And ostensibly, you're not paying for it because you're getting it from Santa, right?
Yeah.
So it's a big Santa handout. However...
And all that coal.
If you don't do the work, if you don't earn it,
right,
then you're not getting it.
Okay.
So I think possibly we have either a moderate Democrat or a moderate Republican here. We're not talking like, we're not talking an extreme on either side, I don't think. Because really, you have to do the work, but how many naughty kids actually get coal? Really? So we're all just getting it? You're supposed to put in the work, but even if you don't, you're not getting, like, screwed on Christmas morning, are you?
Well, I mean, you know, all that coal, that's not, like, environmentally friendly.
Yeah, there is. My point is there's no coal being handed out.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Also, Santa does promote capitalism because Santa's not the only one giving gifts on Christmas. You know, the parents have to go out and purchase. So that really promotes capitalism, right? And the economy and boosting the economy and all that. I don't know politically where that lands.
I don't know. I feel like we did that. I think we commercialized Christmas.
Well, but Santa's responsible in part, right?
Okay. Well, I just think he's straight up a socialist. He works for free and he gives away all his stuff.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but no, he's got, I mean, not to be politically incorrect, but he does use slave labor to make the toys.
Oh, man, the elves, yeah.
The elves aren't getting paid, are they? Maybe in candy canes?
I don't know. We don't really know.
See, that's the thing. There's a lot we need to uncover about the goings-on up in the North Pole.
They might have their own, you know, they got their whole city up there at the North Pole where the elves live. They might have nice homes and they might earn a living and have cars. I don't know.
Haven't you ever seen, like, they do have, like, a really nice situation up there in terms of all the you know, of what we've seen in the movies.
Yeah.
Those elves are living pretty well.
Yeah, I mean, it's like the perfect place to live.
But
everything's
also,
great.
Haven't you seen that the minute Santa gets back from his Christmas deliveries, they start working again immediately for the next Christmas.
Yeah.
So
and
these
Santa
elves,
goes to bed.
Yeah, they take no time off.
He just works that one day a year.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, we got one here. So Santa's a communist. Everything is free and the elves are slaves.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm saying, and I'm with Evelyn. She says, no politicizing Santa. I do think that that Santa is who you want him to be.
Yeah.
Honestly, he's got good qualities in every direction, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Except,
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd like to interview some elves. But
Jesse said Santa is Bernie. Might be right. The Mighty Mets on the Morning Blitz. We'll see them twice in one weekend. Coming up in May at Sonic Temple, and you could see them with your Rock Royalty passes. That is the Sonic Temple song of the day, Enter Sandman. And now you need to listen to Ronnie Hunter this afternoon. She will play that at some point during the 5 o'clock hour. When she does, be caller 9 at 1-800-821-9970, and you will get Rock Royalty passes for Friday and Sunday night of Sonic Temple weekend. You get the Rock Royalty Lounge, the air condition, the private restrooms, and drinks and food, lounge
hot tip
seating.
on those private restrooms. Those automatic flushes in the toilet, it goes fast. So if you drop anything in there,
gone.
You better have lightning fast reflexes or it's gone. Like Thick Rick's all-access wristband that I borrowed to use that restroom and instantly flush down the toilet.
Oh, that was something else.
Was that 2 years ago?
Yes. Hey, remember the other day we were talking about this, I don't know, it's a challenge or whatever it is, but it was like a little over half of single people who are going home for the holiday were making it a mission to get it on with somebody in their childhood bed. Mm-hmm. So I saw this. This was from Saturday Night Live from 2014. They were doing a bit about this. And it was like they were going home for the holidays with their boyfriends and having to go to their childhood bedrooms, and they broke out into this song.
Back in town visiting my mom and dad, but that don't mean I wanna be there. Say what's up to my cousins, say what's up to my neighbors. They take my mail to my childhood bedroom. Let's do it in my twin bed. Not gonna like it, but it's the only option. Well, we can get it poppin'. Let's do it in my twin bed. Poppin' all off it, but let's get wild. In a bed for a child.
Oh my gosh. There you go. Do it in the twin bed.
I'm excited for our players, but I'm excited for our fans to get back together this Saturday in the Shoe for an historic event like we talked about last time. For everyone to get back together is exciting, and I know our players are that way. We had our senior tackle, to listen to these guys get up there and talk about how much they love this university, they love their teammates, they love this program, just like our players, the fans are invested in this in a big, big way, and so it's going to be an exciting night, 8 o'clock kickoff. And then this week of work for us is going to just continue to build to Saturday.
I have chills. History will be made tomorrow night. Kelly Quinn, Thick Rick, and Hall of Fame Buckeye legend Jeff Logan. How are you, sir? I'm so glad to see you back in here.
Hey, Merry Christmas to you guys.
Merry Christmas.
Looking forward to the holiday, and the fact that Ohio State is still competing at this point in time is all you can ask for, right? To be part of the dance, to be part of the magic that's going on. Ryan Day talking about the fans and everybody being excited for a playoff game in Columbus. For many, many years, we've been asking and begging about having to pull those teams from the South and get them to go north of the Mason-Dixon line and play a game against somebody. Well, it's going to happen tonight. Indiana and Notre Dame are playing the first of the playoff games in South Bend. Now, that's not much of a trip for Indiana. Bloomington to South Bend.
Right, it's the Battle of Indiana.
About an hour drive or something like that. That's not too bad. Penn State will be hosting. That'll be another, a cold evening or a cold afternoon over there, day game. And then down in Texas, they're going to be playing a game as well. But the eyes are going to be focused in Columbus, Ohio at 8 o'clock tomorrow night for this big game against Tennessee.
And they'll be a little watery at 17 degrees.
Yeah, you were talking about having the chills. The chills were because it's going to be cold. I mean, it'll be interesting to see. There's all kinds of rumors out there about how many tickets the Tennessee fans have bought up in the secondary market. And they might have 25% of the Stadium, but it's not going to be like Ohio State on the road when we take over everybody else's building.
Right.
I think Buckeye Nation will still be there to represent Ohio State.
Kind of keeping an eye on the secondary market just to see how low the ticket prices drop. And they are dropping, by the way. They're not getting more expensive. They are coming down, and I do think it's the weather.
Yeah, I'm sure that it is.
It's not coming down to like $100, but it's under $200 now. You can get tickets.
Yeah, it used to be dramatically higher than that from a week ago, and it's funny how the market changes those things. When Ohio State came out with the opportunity for season ticket holders to buy the playoff game, I think 87,000 of those tickets were purchased by Ohio State fans. And then what happened is I think some of the Ohio State fans decided, yeah, but I'm not going if it's that cold.
Right.
And put their tickets on the secondary market. So it was flooded with opportunities. I think it'll be interesting to see. Ohio State's talking about scarleting out the stadium.
Are we going all red?
On a deal. And have you seen the uniforms?
No.
For Ohio State?
Oh, I didn't.
You haven't seen the uniforms for Ohio State?
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, let me pull that up.
While you're looking, if you ever, Christmas morning as a kid, you open up a box, a package, and it's a onesie with feet, a pajama, a scarlet pajama onesie.
It's all red.
Is that it?
All red from head to toe.
All red head to toe.
Yeah, you got it. What do you think? I think we look like Rutgers.
Little bit.
Maryland.
Little bit.
I am a fan of the white pant. I love the white pant.
Not
I
the
would
gray?
like that. I really like white pants. Okay. Just give me that.
Okay.
I like a white football pant. But
there you go.
I love the scarlet jerseys. But yeah, the all scarlet looks interesting.
So you like a white pant with a tight end?
I couldn't have said it better, Jeff.
You like the tight ends, right? I mean, that's your favorite position.
But I don't hate it. I mean, it looks all right.
Yeah. I think we just have such a good brand, such a cool tradition of who we are. Allowing Nike to come in here and manage this game from us from a standpoint of the costume that we're wearing in the game, I don't think was necessary, but that's what it's going to look like, gang. And it's going to be an exciting environment regardless of that in Ohio Stadium.
It's better than that all orange that Tennessee was.
Oh, they've done that.
Nice.
Now,
That's horrible.
I'm not very good with colors and like getting dressed in the morning. I gotta double check with my wife all the time. But I do know this, that scarlet, if I'm wearing something scarlet on top, I'm not going to wear an orange bottom. All right.
Lord, no.
The clash of those two colors together. So in the stadium, think about how interesting it's going to be looking in that stadium of everybody from Ohio State all dressed up in their scarlet, and here come the
orange,
the folks from down there in Tennessee coming up to see their Volunteers play in their orange. I mean, it should be really interesting. Little Rocky Top and blue tick hound on the sidelines, and we'll see. It's a Big Ten versus the SEC. You can't ask for much more than that.
All right, here's what I could ask for is that we would have won against Michigan. I was really threw a baby tantrum about the result of that game when it happened, and I thought, you know what? I don't even care about the rest of the season. I don't care about a national championship.
Yeah.
This really embarrassed me. You've all embarrassed me here.
Oh, she went on a tirade.
Super duper mad. However, may I say, and I knew this would happen because I'm an emotional person. I react emotionally, and I always calm down. And guess what? I'm super calm now. I'm excited about tomorrow's game.
Good. You've gotten through.
I've gotten through my little infant tantrum. And now I'm feeling tons better, and I do hope we win a national championship. I had the nerve to say I don't care about a national championship. I actually said that, and I felt it.
Oh.
But I don't feel that way now. At the time.
Yeah, and I think there was a lot of anger out there, and there was plenty of finger-pointing going around.
Yes. So after the Michigan game, Jeff, we asked on the air that Monday, asked the question, you can't have both. Would you rather beat Michigan or would you rather win the national championship? 80% 38% said they'd rather beat Michigan.
Interesting.
I'm like, that. There's nowhere else in the country where
it feels
the fan
that way.
base would do that. Alabama and Auburn hate each other, but I guarantee they'd happily lose to the other one to win a national championship.
No question. And I think you ask them in the heat of the moment,
right?
You're going to get that kind of a response like Kelly had.
Like Kelly had on Monday.
Yeah, and not that that's right or wrong. Kelly's always right.
Yeah, I mean, it felt right at the time.
It did, and I get that. I was angry. I was disappointed. The comment that I made in our post-game, I'll tell you what's worse, is trying to do a post-game radio show after a game like that.
Oh, yeah.
By yourself with Matt McCoy, because all the other talent that we had disappeared. They were, and so there's Logan on an island with Matt McCoy doing post-game. And the comment that I made was that there's plenty of excuses. There's finger pointing. There's everything else you can do. I said what the team ought to do, what the Ohio State ought to do, is run to the store real quickly and go buy a mirror for every player and every coach and put it on their locker and on their door when they walk into the facility on Sunday morning, the day after that game. The first thing they're going to see is their fat face in the mirror. Seriously. And look into that mirror, and no words, no excuses, no answers, no blaming or anything else. But you look in that mirror, and you can't lie to yourself. Did I do everything that I could have done in that game to give us the best chance to win? And if you can walk away from that mirror feeling good about it, then God bless you. And maybe there were a couple of guys like Jack Sawyer, who maybe could walk away and said, I did as good a job as I possibly could.
Yeah.
But he's such a competitor.
I know.
I'm sure he would have looked in that mirror and been disgusted with himself because he didn't get the win. So I don't think it's about words. I don't think it's about, pep talks or anything else. I think it's about self-introspection and trying to find out, what did I do? What didn't I do? And how did I let my brother down? We hear about brotherhood all the time. Well, the only way you can prove brotherhood is when you get into periods of challenge. How do you respond to that challenge? Woody Hayes always told us the measure of a man is determined by when he gets knocked on his ass.
Yeah.
What's he do? You got to get back up and go again.
Now, let me ask you this. How are you coping if you're the kicker and you've missed 2 field goals?
Well, first of all, they're weirdos in the first place. So kickers are weirdos.
Oh, they are?
Yeah.
Wait, in what way?
Oh, they're just
They're
weird.
just bizarre people.
Oh, they're weird.
They're all bizarre.
They don't,
How
they
so?
don't practice with the rest of the team. They just go do their own thing, and they're
they just wander in when you need them, and then they wander back out?
They're weird ducks.
They sit alone on the sideline.
Yes.
They don't talk to anybody.
That's not true.
Yeah.
No. They're a unit in and of themselves. Nobody speaks the language that they speak. I mean, they're like Harry Potter.
Right.
And then there's the football team. I mean, it's a weird bunch. And I'm trying not to be critical of them.
We need to bring that guy into the fold and make him feel a part of it, so he'll kick a field goal for us?
That's been tried. You can't do it. It's trust me, it is a weird bunch. And it's like a goalie in hockey. It's like the reliever in baseball. I mean, they have a specialty to what they do. They get hot and cold. And
Wait, do they think they're better than everyone?
No, it's not that they think they're better. It's just that they do something that is so unique.
Okay.
That nobody else on the team can do. And then all of a sudden, you bust your rear end for 59 minutes in a game, and then you leave the last 3 seconds to some kid that weighs 162 pounds. And, he's got his helmet on sideways. And, I mean, it's
There's
just
a freaking slight wind from the northeast, and you're screwed, I guess.
And
or something.
we've had moments of opportunity that have gone south because of kickers.
Georgia playoff game.
Yes.
It was right there to win.
But how do you solve that? Yeah. Don't let it come down to a kick.
Right.
All right.
Now,
Yes,
they can be a hero at the same time.
Yep.
They do have the ability to be a
Or
hero.
zero.
All right. Do you want to?
No.
Yeah, okay. All right. So this is what I will say, not about that game in particular, about the whole season. When we brought in Chip Kelly, my first thought was, man, we're going to run a fast-paced, wide-open offense. We've got the horses to do it. This is going to be exciting. And then it was a very different offense most of the year.
Yeah, it was.
And I didn't understand that.
Yeah, I think Chip Kelly was kind of misunderstood because here was a guy we thought we were getting, the former coach at Oregon, but he'd been in the NFL for all those years. And I think he understood that you had to run the ball effectively. And with Quinshon Judkins and Travion Henderson in the backfield, you have to take advantage of those guys and let your quarterback kind of blend in with everything else. And I think if you look at the results of what Ohio State was able to do, you have the loss at Oregon where you lost 32-31, but you had 500 yards of total offense in that game. That should have been sufficient. Problem was the defense gave up 500 yards of offense in that game as well. The only failure of the defense the entire season, in my opinion, was in that Oregon game. I think they were spectacular the rest of the way. And Chip Kelly was the first to admit that I made a mistake in terms of play calling. I got hung up on the team that runs the ball the most is going to win this game, and we kept pounding our head, and I did not put our guys in the best position to be able to win the football game. Yeah. He's spot on. Right. And the only way to flush that, if you will, is to go out there and be wide open. And everybody's concerned, can you be wide open in a game? Can you throw the football when it's 25 degrees? Yeah. The answer is yes. Yeah. You're not going to necessarily be throwing it all the way downfield, but what we've got to do in the run game is we've got to get to the perimeter. All right. We've got to get on the edge and get our guys a chance to be able to make plays that way. There will be plays up the middle when an opportunity is there. And I wouldn't be surprised if Ohio State didn't break a couple right up the middle. We've seen Travion Henderson and Quinshon Judkins hit the seam, and all of a sudden they're in that secondary with things that are going to happen. So we got to win the turnover battle in this game. You get in the playoffs, you got to win the turnover battle, and Will Howard's got to be spectacular in this game.
Tennessee has a really, really good defensive line.
They do.
And, I worry about our offensive line. I think that's what happened in that other game. It finally caught up to them. And, we needed to make adjustments because of that, and we didn't. But, if we can penetrate that D-line, I don't see any problem. I mean, we're favored by 7.5.
I know.
Of course, we were favored by 20 in our last game.
Careful.
So,
the Tennessee's signature win came against Alabama, middle of the season at home. They won 24-17. And what we found out was not a great Alabama football team. Right. In fact, Alabama's not even in the final 12.
I know.
As far as the playoffs are
and they're having a fit.
Oh, absolutely. And all they can do is blame themselves. I mean, you look at this 12-team playoff thick. Who in the world would have picked that SMU, Boise, and Arizona State would be teams, including Indiana, that would be in the final 12 of it? And so that's the excitement, I guess, of a 12-team playoff.
Yeah.
That you've got some opportunities in there. I think the seeding is wrong. I think that they have to reseed after the first round, just like the NFL does, because you look at the path that Penn State has. They open tomorrow against SMU and State College. They're an 8.5-point favorite in that game. You win that game, you play Boise.
Yeah.
They're going to be favored against Boise, and then they're eventually going to play the winner of Georgia, Notre Dame, Indiana, whatever that mix is.
Yeah.
And Georgia's got a backup quarterback now that is going to be playing because they lost their number one in the SEC championship game. So you look at Penn State has got a walkthrough basically to be able to play in the championship game.
I didn't understand why they didn't reseed. The only thing I could figure is they wanted people to know in advance where this team was going to be.
How do we buy tickets?
And all of that.
Yep.
And, because, I mean, in the NFL, if you're the number one seed and you advance, you're going to play whoever the lowest seed is in the next game.
Because you've earned that right to be able to do so. And, I think the experimentation of getting into this for the first year, they'll look at the do's and the don'ts and the rights and the wrongs and try and figure that out. But trying to get, stadiums ready and do this the first time, there's going to be some mistakes along the way. But Ohio State looking forward to hosting that round one game.
Okay, I want to bring up Alabama. Did you see what their athletic director did and said this past week? Okay, Greg Byrne, he posted on social media, because with NIL, there's NIL money and they're losing players through the portal and, other teams promising their guys $1 million. We got their safety and their center from last year.
Right.
And they're phenomenal. He said, now is the time for action. Time for the Bama Nation to fight back. He mentioned how schools are recruiting athletes away from Tuscaloosa with these big payday promises. And he encouraged fans to go to Alabama This is the athletic department's NIL entity, and give the program a competitive advantage by making donations. So now they're asking the fans. This is the athletic director of Alabama is telling the fans, you need to give us money so that we can keep our players here. Have you seen their facilities?
I know.
I know. Their facilities are ridiculous.
Everybody in the business now has got to beg for money. I mean, that is the way that it is going to work on this thing. I read a real interesting report last night that the Knight Commission put out. And, this is a nonprofit organization, has no political ties or anything else, but they did valuations of college football programs, like businesses.
Yeah.
That if you were to sell it to the secondary market, sell it to a private investor, what would you be worth?
Oh, like an NFL team?
Yes.
Okay.
The number one highest valued team in all of college football resides in Columbus, Ohio.
Is that right?
$1.2 billion.
No kidding.
And the next highest is an SEC team. It is Alabama. It is an SEC team. It is Texas, and they're at $832 million. They're not even at the $1 billion mark. And
we're that high above them.
Yeah. And so from a valuation standpoint, and valuation takes into account, donors and cash, and we had $230 million in revenue.
Yeah.
In the last 12 months. That was number one in the entire country. Now, we also support 36 varsity sports.
Right.
Texas, which is number two in that valuation, their revenue was short of $230 million, but not much. They have 18 sports total that they support. So their dollars go further to supporting those programs. And so Ohio State is out there. There is a promotion out there right now for a pregame tailgate package that includes, if you want to buy it, Thick, and you've got a ticket to the game already, you can donate $1,000 to Ohio State, and they will take you into the recruiting room before the game, walk you down the tunnel that the players go down, take you on the field before the game, and give you that pregame tailgate experience for $1,000.
But that doesn't include a ticket.
No.
It doesn't include a ticket to the game.
No. But why are they doing things like this? To raise money.
All right. But I thought NIL there were endorsements. Aren't other companies paying for this stuff?
No, that's the way it was supposed to start. And then these collectives decided to come in and take over and raise money. And now the players don't even have to do anything from a charitable standpoint or anything else to be able to get this money. So
it really is the Wild West.
It is absolutely, with no guardrails out there. It is not a great sight, but if you're one of those players, and it's real interesting. The lawsuit that was out there with NIL and everything else said that they basically cheated the players all the way back to 2016.
Yeah,
and so there is some distributions that are going to those players that were on the rosters back in 2016. Different sports too. I mean, I'm not just talking about football. I think they should have gone back to 1976.
Yeah, no doubt.
Right? I mean, give me my nickel.
Thank you.
I want my nickel. That's about all that had been worth.
Yeah.
All right, we have got to get to our predictions. We are a 7.5 point favorite. We've got the best wide receiving core in the country. We need to attack with them, and I love our defense. I think they can contain anybody. We just got to win the line of scrimmage, and I like the Buckeyes to win 28-14.
I like that. I gave my daughter my prediction because she has a little pool that she's involved in, and of course she thinks that she is the smartest thing in the world, but seems to take my number fairly close. And I gave her my number, and she said, "You're nuts." So we'll see what she does. I got Buckeyes 31, and I've got 17, so fairly close.
Both of us have a 14-point spread.
31-17 for the Tennessee Volunteers and their Blue Tick Hound.
All right. I'm going 38-20 Buckeyes.
Boy, those are 3 resounding wins. That would be terrific. Yeah. And the prize, if you get this done, is a trip to the Rose Bowl.
Yes.
And playing against Oregon. And that's all you could have asked for.
Right.
If this team, cannot guarantee a win, but we ought to be able to guarantee an effort. And if this team doesn't come out and show that kind of an effort, I think the rebuild of what is left in terms of building for the next season is going to be one big challenge. big challenge for Ohio State. So I think there's more on the line than we know.
Wow.
All right.
Okay.
Well, Jeff, have the merriest of Christmases.
And I'm planning on coming back in here with you guys before the end of the year.
Thank you.
I am planning.
Yes.
I don't care if we have to pre-record it because you guys get vacations for like 2 weeks in a row.
Not me. I'll be here, so you come in.
So we'll do our own show, Kelly. We used to do that for a moment.
Yes, we did for a moment. We did our own show.
And I mean, we'll definitely be back together in here, for the championship.
Well,
because that's in January.
I'm telling you, if Ohio State is playing,
that's New Year's Day.
I'm on the Blitz.
That's New Year's Day, right?
I don't care what day. Yes,
no,
it's January 1st.
That will the Rose Bowl will be on New Year's Day.
But I am on the Blitz if the Buckeyes are playing, whether you guys are here or not.
Excellent.
Fair enough.
Fair
enough.
Go Bucks.
I'm with you. Go Bucks.
And now, I'm listening. 3 things you need to know before you go.
All right, well, we know the Buckeye home football season is usually over by now, but of course this playoff game tomorrow is creating some challenges for those who run Ohio Stadium. Officials have been working to make sure pipes don't freeze and that hot water is supplied to restrooms and concession stands. I guess that's a challenge when it's going to be, what did you say, 17 degrees at game time?
Yeah.
They also put a snow removal plan in place just in case. Now, I don't know that snow is in the forecast.
No.
Yeah. So, but they've got I guess you never know, a clipper or a front or a whatever, El Nino, La Nina.
Shouldn't they have been preparing for this stuff back in the summer just in case?
I think they have. And we're just talking about it now since it's present. Kickoff against Tennessee tomorrow night at 8.
Woo!
Well, it's the end of the year. Governor DeWine has signed 20 bills into law, one of them aimed at sextortion, where young people are blackmailed over online explicit pictures. Another bill he signed into law, known as the Parents' Bill of Rights, requires school districts to report to parents if a student chooses to identify as another gender. The governor also approved a bill to make it illegal to put a tracking device on another person's property. So there you go. Be warned.
Wait, what do you mean?
Like put an AirTag on somebody's property or their car or something. You're not allowed to do that. That seems like it would already be illegal, but it is officially illegal now in Ohio.
The first one you called? The
sextortion?
Yeah. Why? What took that? Why didn't that happen a long time ago? I feel like that should have,
Yeah, I think they're kind of working through this crazy stuff that's come up.
I'm glad that it's happening.
Yeah, definitely. Earlier this week, Charmin contacted a woman in Connecticut to tell her that she won a prize in their sweepstakes, a year's worth of toilet paper. And she was going to be sent one 18-pack of toilet paper every month for a year. She was super stoked about it. She entered the sweepstakes. She was wanting that year's worth of free toilet paper until Charmin sent the follow-up email with the subject line that read, quote, "Oopsie, we made a poopsie."
What?
Then they told her, "Oh, we sent that original message in error. We're sorry. You're not getting a year's worth of TP. Instead, you're getting a $2 coupon." She was like, "What? Oh, man, I'm so bummed." So she's like, well, whatever. Okay, she's not going to make a big deal about it. But that's when all the other posts are being made on social media. A ton of people got an email that said they won a year's supply of free toilet paper. So Charmin did make a big poopsie. Anyway, so that's going on. And if you call Charmin because you want to ask about, what they're planning to do, about fulfilling their obligation to give you a year's worth of free TP, here's what you get.
Unfortunately, the email was sent in error. We apologize for any confusion. No additional action is needed.
No additional action.
Well,
how many people?
On your end, there's
How many are we talking about?
They didn't say, but a ton of posts started popping up.
I mean, I
got an email that I won free TP for a year, and then an email after that said, no, I didn't. I'm getting a $2 coupon. So Charmin did end up getting enough blowback this week about the mistake and the weird, here's a $2 coupon move, that they are now offering up to $50 off per person for Charmin products.
Oh, you know what? I mean, give me a break. That's Procter and Gamble.
Yeah.
You have more money than God. F you. Give them their damn toilet paper.
I'd love to know how many people.
It's just disgusting.
Was it sent to 1,000 people, to 10 people, to 10,000 people?
If it was 10,000, you should give it to all of them.
Yeah.
And also, where were you in 2020?
That's right. Who's looking for toilet paper now? We needed that 4 years ago. All right, those are your 3 things.
Hello, I'm Morgan Freeman, here with a holiday tip. Now, when you're desperate to make conversation at a party, you can't go wrong with holiday trivia. For instance, did you know the first Christmas ornaments were ferret skulls hung by Bavarian lumberjacks to ward off evil spirits that may harm their lumber crop? Well, that's not true. But if you act like it is, who knows? You may have made a new buddy. Or not. Hey, what do I care? I'm Morgan Freeman, and I'm getting laid either way. Happy holidays.
3 days grace, that is chalk outline. It's 8:25. Kelly Quinn and Thick Rick getting closer and closer to cookie time.
Oh, yeah. We're having our big radio station cookie party. Holiday
Cookie social.
Christmas cookie social.
That's what they called it.
Now, I said at the beginning of the show, and I'll say it now, I don't think I'm fit for group activities because I did bring in my cookies. I brought in freshly made molasses cookies.
They look the same?
They look a little better, honestly, than the ones I had you try. But you said the flavor was good. It's the same flavor.
You know, my wife looked at pictures of molasses cookies online and saw both the ones that looked like yours, the ones that were fluffier.
Okay.
And it was like...
I'm used to the fluffier ones. Now, these are kind of a happy medium between the two. They're fine. Yeah. My problem is... as I'm seeing everyone bring their cookies in, like our news director who has this gorgeous display of cake pops. He made all these cake pops and has this like wooden sort of display board with holes bored in. So all the cake pops are standing up at attention. It's just a gorgeous thing that he's done. You have a beautiful tin that you're displaying your brownies in, your special Christmas brownies that take forever to make. So I know you put a lot of work in. Do you know what I did? I brought mine in on a paper plate covered in tinfoil. That is
And I think that will be the majority. I don't think you have anything to worry about.
Well, I don't know. I'm seeing people file in with really nice containers.
Although Trash Man Dave did text in and said, come on, people, let's not be lame with the packaging or presentation of our Christmas treats. I'm taking a peanut butter pie to a family gathering tomorrow, and it will be in this fancy box that says Der Dutchman on it.
Okay. Well, here's what I thought. Here's how I'm going to fancy up my display, okay? I'm going to take all the cookies off the plate, and I'm going to cover the paper plate in the tin foil and then put the cookies back on.
There you go.
So it's just be a shimmery little
that's fine.
Silver plate of cookies.
Yeah, how you bring them into the station is irrelevant. How they are presented inside the room is what matters.
Well, I'm kind of figuring out as we go here. I was just going to throw the paper plate on the table, but I'm too ashamed now.
The top box on mine, very durable. It's green. You could use that if you wanted. I'm telling you.
You did offer me the top of your cookie box.
Just turn it upside down, because it's a box cover.
Right.
So it just comes off and flip it upside down and boom, there you go.
You think people will be fooled?
No. I don't know. Or yes, I do think they will be. I don't think they'll think anything about it.
All right.
They
will be like, what, she brought in a box top to put her cookies in? My gosh, how lame.
Real quick, I mentioned, sometimes great performers will improv and go off script.
Yeah.
And greatness comes out of it.
Yes.
I'm sure TikTok is all over this, loving this girl. So I'm sure some people have seen it. I just saw this for the first time this morning. And I will admit it, I almost melted, Kelly. This little girl, she's like 4. And she's in her school's Christmas concert when she gets the mic in her hand and decides she has something to say.
I am very proud of myself and all of my other friends inside my class. And my class is really sweet, except one little boy. And I need to tell you...
And then she said, and I need to tell you, and they took the mic away from her. I was so mad.
Oh.
I wanted to know what she needed to tell me.
Oh, my gosh.
Her class is so sweet, except one little boy. And I bet his name, I bet it's Little Jimmy.
It was almost like a Festivus airing of grievances up there on the stage.
But don't take the mic away when she's on a roll.
You can't let her start calling out little kids in her class. Do it.
Oh, man, did you hear them laugh? Yes. I would have been dying. Get more.
Today's show is brought to you by the mall. Yeah, remember us? Sure, it's been a while, but look who's rushing to do last-minute shopping. It's okay. We're here for you.
This holiday season, Martha Stewart shows you how to enjoy nuts.
I always love to go to a party where there's gigantic spicy nuts.
Martha Stewart likes gigantic nuts.
Nothing's worse than rancid old nuts. It just isn't worth your time or effort to deal with such nuts.
Martha says rancid old nuts aren't worth your time.
And I think that the nuts are ready. See, they're not at all colored. They're just very warm.
Martha doesn't like colored nuts, but she likes them warm.
Warm nuts. They really smell good. Warming just brings out the fragrance of the nuts.
Join Martha next time when she shows you how to decorate and hang your balls.
This is if you're really bad.
I'm 12. What do you want?
So am I. Bring it on.
So Kelly, I said I want you to think about it. Who would you say is the greatest Christmas movie villain?
You want to know mine?
Yeah.
Right off the top of my head is Santa from Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Oh, really?
Santa is such a bully in that movie. He's so mean. It's the claymation one, the one we grew up with as kids. They still show it to these days. He spends nearly the entire time bullying Rudolph over the nose he was born with, saying, "You'll never make the sleigh team with that nose." He tells, remember Rudolph's dad, Donner, put that fake black nose over Rudolph's nose so that he could be in the reindeer games, but it popped off.
Yep.
And so Santa was like, "How dare you, Donner, try to put this freak of nature into the reindeer games?" Like, he's such a D. I mean, completely mean the whole time until old Rudolph's nose comes to the rescue. And now once Rudolph makes himself useful to Santa, then we all love Rudolph. I hate Santa in that. I think he is the meanest human. He is not, that's not a good lesson. He's a mean, horrible human being, and that is my Christmas villain, Santa Claus from Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Wow,
he's mean. I encourage you to rewatch that and tell me if I'm wrong.
Well, he didn't make the list.
Well, he should have.
The list came out from People Magazine, the greatest Christmas movie villains of all time. Now, Comet from Rudolph made it.
Yeah, Comet was a complete freaking meanie, too. But he's not meaner than Santa.
And, of course, Bumble. Comet and Bumble both.
Yeah, but Bumble's bounce.
I understand, but he was only tamed when they removed his teeth.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's pretty grim, isn't it?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, they used Hermie the dentist to take all his teeth out. Oh, man, that whole show. That is wild.
Yeah, a lot of bullying in that show.
Oh, also in that show, Santa completely craps all over the elves singing a song to him about how we are Santa's elves. Remember that? We are Santa's elves.
Yeah.
And he's like, I wish they would keep down that infernal racket.
Oh, my God.
Oh, sorry, buddy, that we have a song dedicated to you and about how we love working ourselves to the bone for you. So excuse us.
Well, Charlene said, I agree with you, Kelly. Santa is such a dick in that movie.
Yes. Yes.
All right. We did have one person texted this in. Leland said, Mr. Potter from It's a Wonderful Life, evil led by greed.
Oh, okay.
And Mr. Potter was number one on People Magazine's list.
All right.
Played by Lionel Barrymore, which I just found out is Drew Barrymore's great uncle.
Okay.
So that was their number one Christmas movie villain. In at number two, Oogie Boogie.
Oh, I'm the Oogie Boogie Man. Yep. Whoa, whoa.
From The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah.
You know,
and have you ever seen the Oogie Boogie Man when he unzips his person and he's all made of bugs?
Yeah.
Ooh, that's so gross.
And that's why people will argue it's a Halloween movie instead of a Christmas movie because of that kind of stuff.
100% is a Halloween movie, and I will die on that hill that it is a Halloween movie, but I'm okay to watch it at any time of the year.
Well, that was number two on the Christmas movie villain list. Scott Farkas, the bully from Christmas Story, in at number three. And then it was Comet and Bumble from Rudolph. And I'm like, where is the Grinch on this list?
Oh, probably because the end. When he really makes good on everything, and his heart grew 3 sizes too big.
Well, he was all the way down at number 8.
Okay. Oh, he was on the list.
He
All
was.
right.
I mean, I thought he'd be much higher up.
What about the Meister Burger, who wouldn't let any of the kids have any toys?
Yeah, it was another one I thought should be on here. He didn't even make the top 10.
Remember when he tripped over a toy and broke his ankle? And he goes, a yo-yo. I always wanted a yo-yo.
Peggy texted in and said the Wet Bandits. And yes, Harry and Marv. Joe Pesci and Daniel Stern, they were in at number 7. Ted Moulton from Jingle All the Way was at number 6. And at number 5, and I would have put this one 1 or 2.
Okay.
Hans Gruber from Die Hard.
Gruber. Oh, yes, of course.
Absolutely. Dominic said actually the mayor from The Grinch. From the movie. We're talking about the Jim Carrey movie.
Oh, oh gosh. I've only seen that, I think, once, so I don't know about the mayor.
He was a kind of a pansy and a douchebag. I don't know about villain. I don't think anybody was afraid of him. Just a jerk. All right. So, yeah, Hans was at number 5. And then at number 8, finally, The Grinch. At number 9, Ebenezer Scrooge.
Oh, that's a good one. Although, just like The Grinch, that wound up to be good. Yeah.
And they all lived happily ever after. And at number 10, Jack Frost, otherwise known as Martin Short from the Santa Claus 3, The Escape Clause. We're straight from Gremlins.
Oh, no Gremlins.
You know?
Oh, Dave says the magician from Frosty.
Yes.
I've got to get busy.
That is a great one, Dave.
Yes, he stole the hat and Frosty melted. Oh, Dave, good call.
Rocket wants to know more about my special brownies. Oh, they're not that kind of special.
Mary Peters nominated The Ghost of Christmas Yet to Come.
Okay.
That is true, though. She took Scrooge to his own grave. Although it was part of the lesson. He needed it in order to see how his miserable life is going to end up. Right?
Yeah.
But the Ghost of Christmas Yet to Come wouldn't speak. Remember, that was a really scary ghost. But I say that it served a good purpose.
Yeah. Honey makes a good point about the Grinch not being a villain, just hated people who were mean as hell to him. She said S, but yeah, mean as ish to him. And they were.
Yeah.
Remember? Because you saw how with that. See, we didn't see that.
Yeah, he was
in
just
the cartoon.
trying to be like he was trying to be in his own solitude, in his own hatred, in his own little cave up on the very tippy top of the mountain. He just wanted to be left alone.
Yeah, because he was terribly bullied growing up. You didn't see that in the cartoon, but in the Jim Carrey movie, you saw how he became what he was.
Right, but it doesn't justify stealing all the gifts in Whoville and their Christmas trees, including that little ornament that rolled off the tree.
Well, those are the people who treated him so bad that he left.
So
he was one of them.
You would justify anybody doing anything bad as a result of being bullied? Like, you're treading in dangerous territory
Some people
here.
get fed up.
It doesn't justify that, though. It does not justify violence.
Well, he wasn't violent.
He was.
He just took their stuff.
He took all their stuff. That is a violent act against a child at Christmas.
Well, she should blame her parents. They were the ones who bullied him.
Whose parents?
Cindy Lou Who's parents and the other kids in the village.
Oh, I didn't see that in the cartoon.
No, you didn't see it in the cartoon. It's in the movie.
Oh, so they whitewashed the cartoon to look really sterile. And,
yes.
And it really it's kind of like how we like to portray different events in history as being not as terrible as they were. That's what they were doing in the cartoon?
Yes.
So we were all lied to.
Well, you just weren't given the whole story, which happens a lot. Yeah, no, because he wasn't good looking. He was a freak, and they just treated him terrible when he was a kid.
Yeah, that's not right.
And he finally left Whoville. He was a Who.
Yeah.
Look at his nose and stuff. He's a Who.
She's a princess, bro. She came down in a bubble.
That's great. That is great. Well, so there you have that. Oh,
Leah told me to have another cup of coffee. She thinks I'm getting pretty crazy on my opinions here.
Oh, I can cheer up Kelly real quick.
Bing, bing, bong, bing. Bing, 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 boom. Ba-ba, ba-ba-ba-ba. The bing, bing, bang, bang, boom, da. Bing, you, boom, boom, boom. You know the little bing, bing, bing. Bum, bum, bing, bing, bong, bing, bing, bing. Boom. Bing, 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 bing. Bing, 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 bing. Bing, 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 bing. Bing, bing, bong, bing. That's the end of that.
Oh, Justine brought up the boyfriend in Edward Scissorhands. She said, Jim the boyfriend in Edward Scissorhands. Right, Kelly? She knows I'm obsessed with Edward Scissorhands. You're right. Jim the boyfriend was a total jerk.
We're getting some requests for these.
You know who played Jim the boyfriend, by the way? Anthony Michael Hall.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, anyway, you're getting requests for what now?
The herald angels sing glory to...
Oh, what's the matter, Kelly?
I can't. It's Amy Grant. Oh.
No, that was Jewel. Here's
that
Amy.
was Jewel?
Yeah, here's Amy Grant.
As we dream,
I don't even know my Amy Grant.
the fire, to face unafraid the plans that we made.
What?
Rocking around the Christmas tree, let the Christmas spirit ring. Later we'll have some pie and we'll do some caroling.
I tell you, it sounds like that even when it's not bleeped.
I know. That just emphasizes
when
it.
a guy I used to work with like 20 years ago, we call it the Effin' Pie song.
Yeah.
Like, are we going to play the Effin' Pie song?
Jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell rock. Jingle bells swing and jingle bells ring. And blowing up bushels of fun.
I love this one.
But if you really be tight, all the way home I'll be warm. A man undercover puts it on me. Ooh, now I found the real love. You'll never me again. Last Christmas, we wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Oh, bring us some protein. Oh, bring us some protein. Oh, bring us some protein. And bring it right here.
She didn't see me creep down the stairs to have a peep. She thought that I was up in my bedroom fast asleep. Then I saw Mommy Santa Claus.
Okay, now this one here is absolutely my favorite.
Oh, the mistletoe hung where you can see. Somebody waits for you. Once for me. Have a holly jolly.
All right, enough of this silliness.
Right now, all right, I'm listening. The 3 things you need to know before you go.
Well, if you haven't seen the news, Big Lots is planning to close everything. They're like, yeah, we remember they said, we're going to close these stores and these stores. Now they announced, so we're just closing them all. That's it. Jeez. They could not. They tried to sell to a private equity firm. That fell through. So Big Lots was like, yep, we're done. 550 workers at the Columbus headquarters, of course, will be laid off. Going out of business sale will start next month at all currently operating Big Lots. Workers at Starbucks stores are going on a 5-day strike starting today to protest lack of progress in contract negotiations with the company. Now, the strikes are scheduled to only be in Los Angeles, Chicago, and Seattle starting today. The strikes could spread to hundreds of unionized stores across the country by Christmas Eve. Starbucks Workers United says the company has failed to honor a commitment to reach a labor agreement this year. The union did note that Starbucks' new chairman and CEO, Brian Nicole, who started in September, could make more than $100 million in his first year on the job. Meanwhile, the company proposed an economic package for its workers with no new wage increases. So that seems a little weird when they're calling, I don't know. I get it. Whatever. There are at least a dozen unionized Starbucks in Ohio, and the majority of those are in Columbus. I don't know if the strike will spread to the Columbus unionized stores, but there you go. That's what's happening out there. Hey, if your Christmas tree is looking a little dry, needles are falling, you're thinking this bad boy is going to be dead before Christmas. Experts say even if you do everything right with a live Christmas tree, you're watering it, you're loving it, there is a chance your tree will die before Christmas. But you may be able to bring this thing back to life, okay? If you noticed your tree stopped drinking water, the water's not going down anymore. It's just done drinking. Experts say the likely cause is that sap is covering the bottom of the trunk.
Sap?
So, and you're not going to like this solution.
Looks great.
A lot of sap. Oh, gosh. Sorry, I talked right over that. That was funny. So you're not going to like the solution, but you can probably resolve the problem if you have the will, if you have the wherewithal. Here's the fix. Undecorate that bad boy.
What?
Pull it out of the stand.
Get the hell out of here.
Drag it outside.
No, come on.
And give the trunk a fresh cut.
Not happening.
Drag it back in, put it in the stand, give it some water, and redecorate.
That tree's standing there through Christmas dead. I don't care. No, that is. I am not taking. I pull it out. No, are you kidding me?
It's our first brown Christmas tree.
What? There is. That is absurd. Who's going to go through that hell?
I don't know. Maybe if you're really, because they say even if it's like close to you're thinking this thing's gone, you can maybe resurrect it.
Here's the thing: if I take all the decorations, the process of taking all those decorations off, taking it down, and giving it a fresh cut and putting it back up, every friggin' needle's going to be off that tree.
Tear all the needles off.
They're all coming off at that point.
Don't shoot the messenger. I'm just telling you what the experts say.
I mean, did you bring that story to trigger me? Because that triggered me.
Trigger
I'm like,
you?
Are you insane? I'm going to undecorate it now? You know what a mess I'm going to have?
You still have 5 days before Christmas here.
F that.
It's a lot of dying that can happen between now and Christmas.
Oh.
Could you do it in your own living room? Like just lay it down without decorating
it? It would be a mess.
Just chainsaw the crap out of the trunk and then just tip it back up.
Not chainsaw in my living.
I mean, you put down a tarp or something, right? You put down something to catch.
This is not worth it. It's
the flying wood.
Worth it. Oh my gosh!
Right. Well, I'm just trying to help out a poor person who's trying to save their Christmas tree from dying before Christmas.
Oh my Lord!
All right,
no.
Those are your 3 things.
No, I'm like the tree's dead, and I'm going to walk away singing.
All I want for Christmas is a fish sandwich. All I want for Christmas is a fish sandwich.
Charlene says, hey, maybe have a couple men pick it up and then you can chop it off while it's being held in the air. So just have it hovering over the holder and then somebody take a chainsaw.
Well,
that's awfully close to your legs, though.
First off, you can't pick it up. It's at the top. It's right at my ceiling.
Yeah,
there's no picking it up.
There's no headway.
This is gonna the mess, the disaster. No, it's staying right
there.
Doug
says that. Screw that. I'll hold it up while you cut the bottom, Rick.
You can't hold it up. That's the point.
Okay, here's a great idea. Brett Crabtree said just get a long drill bit and drill holes close to the bottom, and then the water can go in there.
Now we have common sense.
Brett Crabtree to the rescue.
Now we have. Listen,
thank you.
Where'd this article come from?
I don't know. Hound and I don't know what it was.
Fox and Hound.
Garden and Tree. Fox and Hound. Was that the thing from Notting Hill?
Yeah, but I think it's a real magazine.
Oh, okay. I don't know what it is. Garden and Home, not Home and Garden, something like that.
All right. Well, they're
experts, man. The famous experts.
Yeah, they're the famous experts we have found are always Blitz Nation. That's where we always find our best answers to everything. All right.
All right, that's it for me. Those are your 3 things.
All right. You know, now you triggered me. I need this.
If any of you are looking for any last-minute gift ideas for me, I have one. My boss right here tonight. I want him brought from his happy holiday slumber over there in Melody Lane with all the other rich people. And I want him brought right here with a big ribbon on his head. And I want to look him straight in the eye, and I want to tell him what a cheap, lying, no-good, rotten, four-flushing, low-life, snake-licking, dirt-eating, inbred, overstuffed, ignorant, blood-sucking, dog-kissing, brainless, hopeless, heartless, fat-ass, bug-eyed, stiff-legged, spotty-lipped, worm-headed sack of monkey he is. Hallelujah!